Hello and welcome to the Conway School of Nursing here at Catholic University of America. My name is Megan Podboy and I am the Admissions Liaison and Counselor here in the Conway School of Nursing. I look forward to giving you an overview of our nursing program, help detail some of the specifics regarding our program plan, and great opportunities that are available specifically here at Catholic University for our nursing students. At the conclusion of my presentation, I will provide you some contact information, which includes my email address. So I encourage you to reach out to me directly should you have any further questions that you want to clarify, as I am always available to do so. But first, a little bit of information and background about me. I am a nurse and am a second degree nurse, actually. So I earned my first degree in health education and nutrition. I worked for a number of years before returning to earn my Bachelor of Science in Nursing. I worked a number of years at the bedside and then returned to my roots in health education and academia. And I've been here at Catholic University for about just 7.5 years. I will then now begin our presentation, so I hope you enjoy and reach out to me should you have questions about our program using the email address at the end of the presentation. So as I mentioned, my name is Megan Podboy. I am the Admissions Liaison and Counselor here at the university, but also part of my role is that I work in primarily dealing with the students in the first 2 years in the program. So Catholic University Nursing. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our school, what makes it unique, and some of the features that are important when determining what kind of school you want to pursue. So I refer to Catholic University a lot of times as a small, medium-sized school. We are small enough that your faculty are going to know your name. I myself oversee an advisor to the first 2-year students in addition to the student advising center. And so what I would encourage you is that Catholic University is a small school that is going to give you the attention that you need to get through nursing school. We are able to provide you a combination of large classrooms. Your largest classroom would be in anatomy and physiology, but we also provide you an opportunity for small classroom setting with lab sizes as about 8 to 10 students with a clinical instructor. So it varies from class to class. Clinical rotations in particular can be as limited as 5 students to a clinical instructor. Things like pediatric rotations will have about 5 clinical students in it with 1 clinical instructor. During clinical rotations, you as students are never alone. You are always with a registered nurse that is specializing in that field. So if we're talking about pediatrics, we have a pediatric nurse that is has a specialty in pediatrics and is your clinical resource during that rotation. Other rotations, such as our community health rotation, will have as many as 10 students in it. That rotation is a very different rotation, as it's not necessarily at a bedside at a hospital, so we are able to provide a little bit more students in those rotations. As I mentioned, classroom sizes can vary greatly between our learning community courses, which I will explain to you a short time later, which have about 15 to 20 students in them. Our largest classroom is going to be our anatomy and physiology. Even if there's 120, 125 students in that class, some of which are non-nursing students, they do offer TAs that are part of that class, but also the professor, Dr. Lori Estes, who teaches that class, provides great opportunity for interaction with virtual office hours and instant communication during an interactive class. So we are always looking for ways to make some of those larger classes, more readily available to you. So as I mentioned, we're a small, medium-sized school. I encourage that as a positive thing, because when we notice that a student, for example, is not coming to class, which is unusual for that student, we have the ability to reach out, kind of check in, what is going on. During the first year of the program, particularly, students have an undergraduate advisor, as well as myself in the Conway School of Nursing, that is looking after them and checking in, making sure they are utilizing their resources. They know what resources are available. I'm going to take the opportunity a short time later to go over the unique resources that Catholic University offers as a nursing student as part of the program. One of the unique features, and something that I always, in my own experience, encourage students to do, is look at who teaches the courses. Who are the faculty in the nursing program? As I mentioned, I was a second degree BSN graduate, and in my program, while it was not here at Catholic University, it had quality faculty, but many of the faculty were not still working at the bedside. In the healthcare arena, which we have all seen is constantly changing, it is important that your faculty still stay at the pulse of at the bedside, whether that's as a nurse practitioner, in research, in education. So many of the faculty that are teaching your courses are your nursing faculty directly. So your nursing classes are going to be taught directly by the nursing faculty, over 95% of which have their doctorate degree, whether as a doctor of nursing practice, a DNP, or their PhD. What also makes our faculty unique is that they also work in the areas that they teach. For example, our Dean Patricia McMullen, is a women's health nurse practitioner. She works 1 day a week in her clinic seeing patients. She's also a lawyer, so she stays active and involved in nursing in many different fronts. Mr. David Wan is our fundamentals health instructor and clinical faculty and med-surg expert. He is a nurse practitioner, family nurse practitioner. He sees patients 1 day a week. Dr. Sandra O'Brien is our health assessment instructor and is 1 day a week seeing patients as a nurse practitioner. It's unique that our faculty still stay active in the healthcare environment as nurses, and they can bring that real life experience back to the classroom as you are learning as a first-year nurse. Nursing school at the BSN level is teaching students how to become prepared to be a safe, effective first-time practitioner, a novice nurse at the bedside. Our faculty will provide you that ability to learn the qualities that are needed to begin your nursing career at the bedside in a safe manner. Very much as we talk about in real estate, it's all about location. We are very fortunate to be located here in Washington, D.C., with access to world-class healthcare systems in Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. We look for a variety of different clinical rotations that are going to provide students an opportunity to see different types of patients and conditions that they're going to experience throughout the duration of their clinical experience, which will further prepare them for entering the workforce. Clinical rotation. A lot of times students will ask how clinical rotation will work here at the university and in regards specifically to nursing programs. As mentioned, we are located in Washington, D.C., so we are fortunate enough that we are able to provide hands-on acute care clinical experience at a variety of world-class healthcare organizations. We do approximately 650 clinical hours during your junior and senior year. Later on in my slides, I will be able to show you the exact program plan that students will utilize as a nursing student, which will show you the clinical hours that students will complete. In addition to hands-on clinical rotations, we do complete simulation hours as part of your classroom experience in things like your mental health psych rotation lecture. We do clinical simulations, alcohol withdrawal. In fundamentals applications, you will do simulations on patients. We'll go through different code scenarios. Simulations provide an opportunity for students to practice in a safe environment, give feedback, learn from their potential mistakes, learn why we do what we do at the bedside. So clinical is a variety of hands-on acute care experience at various hospitals, whether they're large trauma centers, including facilities such as Nova Fairfax Hospital, to smaller scale hospitals, including inner city hospitals, GW University Hospital, Virginia Hospital Center in Maryland. We're at a variety of different sites as well. So students get a variety of experience during their clinical rotation. It is always important to look at nursing school accreditation when we're talking about nursing programs. So the nursing school here at Catholic University is fully accredited from the school, from the baccalaureate, master's, and the DNP through the Commission on Collegiate Nursing Education, or CCNE for short. The DC Board of Nursing also has us fully approved as a BSN and MSN programs. It's important to note that PhD programs are not accredited through that, and so that's where we are fully accredited, is where we need to be in the BSN and MSN programs. In addition to accreditation, it's always important to look at NCLEX exam rates. If you are not aware, nurses do require in the United States to pass a certification exam, also known as the NCLEX. Students are eligible to take that exam in any state in the United States. NCLEX exams don't necessarily physically have to be in a specific state to test, but you apply to a specific state board of nursing in order to become licensed. A lot of people will ask, do you have to take an exam again should you move from one state to the other? The answer to that is no, but you do have to renew your license every 2 years, and each state has a different renewal process, but many states are moving to what we call compact licensure. So here locally in the Washington, D.C. region, D.C. and Maryland are compact licensure states. So me, for example, I received my nursing license initially as a compact license in the state of Virginia. If I so choose to go work in the state of Maryland, I wouldn't have to get a Maryland license. They would recognize my Virginia license. However, in the location of Washington, D.C., it is a separate entity. So I had to waive my nursing license into DC, Washington, DC. So I didn't actually have to sit for my exam again, but I did have to apply for it and waive in. You do that through a variety of different application processes. So students are able to consistently stay up to date with NCLEX requirements, which includes continuing education requirements. When you're working in a hospital, for example, they will have continuing education credits, which are required, which then play into a factor of your renewal process with your NCLEX and staying up to date with your registration. So you want to know what our exact pass rates are. So that is an indication of our success. So this particular email from the DC Board of Nursing, which hopefully you are able to read, was notified to our Dean Patricia McMullen, that as of the 2019 annual report, Catholic University is proud to have a pass rate of 100%, first-time pass rate. So the materials that I'm going to further present in this presentation regarding the program plan are ways for us to get you fully accredited as a registered nurse and pass that NCLEX on the first try. So our goal here in the Catholic University School of Nursing is not only just graduation, but graduation plus passing that NCLEX on the first try. So the program that we have set up has been proven to be very successful. Students are going to work very hard, as any nursing program is set up to be. But the reward can be very great, as you can see with our 100% pass rate, which is something we take very proudly and something we work very hard at. So how does the program specifically work here at Catholic University? What I will mention is that when you apply to the university, or when you've been accepted as a nursing student, you are accepted as a nursing exploratory student under the School of Arts and Sciences. What exactly does that mean? Many people ask, is that a direct entry or is it indirect entry into a nursing program? Essentially what nursing exploratory is you've been entered into in the School of Arts and Sciences as an exploratory nursing student. During the first 2 years of the program, you will take core curriculum classes in the sciences and maths, which are required for the nursing major, but you're also going to be experiencing part of your liberal arts education courses, which are unique to Catholic University of America. So specifically, as a student is in the nursing exploratory program, if specific metrics are met, students will automatically matriculate into the Conway School of Nursing. On a future slide, I will explain what those matriculation requirements are, but I want students to understand that we do not admit more students than we are able to matriculate into the Conway School of Nursing. So what exactly does that mean? That does mean that any student that's admitted and comes as a nursing exploratory student, that if they meet those metrics, they're automatically matriculated. Students do not compete with each other for a limited number of spots in the Conway School of Nursing, but they do have to understand core content of the material in order to progress on junior and senior year. So essentially, we are a direct entry. Students have to meet specific GPA requirements in order to continue on, and that is for their benefit. We want to set up a student as best as we can during the first 2 years, knowing that the curriculum in the nursing courses continues to get harder and more difficult junior and senior year, which is true for most majors, no matter if it's nursing or not. So how do we set up that good beginning for you as a nursing exploratory student? You are going to be part of our first year experience courses, our LCs, our learning community courses. So every student at Catholic University, regardless of what your major is, are going to be taking core courses in philosophy, theology, and English. What is unique about these first year experience courses is that you actually will take them with the same group of students, which will encompass students from all different types of majors here at the university. So your philosophy and theology and English courses will all be taken in a small group environment, about 15 to 20 students in a class, and you will take those cohort of classes together. It builds camaraderie, it allows you to get to know students outside your major, and it allows you to get to know the liberal arts education courses that make Catholic University unique even further. But in addition to those first year experience courses, all nursing students will take 4 core science courses during the duration of their freshman and sophomore year. What are those core science courses? They include Human Anatomy and Physiology 1, Human Anatomy and Physiology 2, Microbiology, and Chemistry 109, 119, which is designed to be a health science chemistry specifically for science majors. In addition to those core science courses, students will take liberal studies and core nursing courses, which include Introduction to Health Systems and Professions. How does nursing relate and encompass the whole healthcare career? Or I'm sorry, healthcare environment. We are one component of healthcare professionals. How do nurses interact and work in the United States? How do nurses work in relation to social workers and physical therapists in the whole healthcare system? It's also important to understand the US healthcare system and how as nurses we play a vital role in that system. You're also going to take statistics, psychology courses, and as well as electives during your time here, which include literature and fine art courses. I will talk to you a little bit about how those electives can be met. Many students here at the university are able to pursue a lot of nursing students are able to pursue minors or certificates here at the university as part of their electives with some additional courses on top of the requirements, which makes it a unique opportunity for students as well. During the spring of sophomore year, students will then take human growth and development, nutrition, health and wellness, population health, and pathophysiology. Pathophysiology in the spring of sophomore year is a core course that is the foundation, one of the key foundations to future success in nursing courses. I often talk about nursing school being a pyramid. In a pyramid, the most important piece of a pyramid is the base. So during the core science classes, the health systems and professions, statistics, the population health and pathophysiology courses are all the foundation of the pyramid from which we are going to continue to build. We want that foundation to be as strong as it can be. Students in anatomy and physiology and any nursing courses, in all honesty, can't take a course, remember it, and move on. Nursing classes and nursing courses are all application based. So the material that you're going to be learning in anatomy and physiology actually will be built upon in pathophysiology. After pathophysiology, that content then goes to pharmacology, which then proceeds into medical surgical nursing. So the material doesn't go away. We dig deeper and deeper and interconnect those processes through years of each semester. So it's important to see how that pyramid is getting built and why that base is so important and why we work really hard in the first 2 years to create a solid foundation for you as a nursing student. So here on this page is the program plan for the class of 2024, So you will notice that the program plan does have some flexibility of when specific courses are taken, which include things like Nursing 151, which I mentioned was the Introduction to Health Systems and Professions, things like general psychology, as well as electives like your general education electives, your statistics course. There is multiple ways in which you could take that. Some of those courses can be taken during your freshman year, some can be taken during your sophomore year. The Center for Academic Success and Career Services and myself as an advisor will help advise you in taking the right courses and staying on track. One of the key pieces of this program plan that I want you to pay attention to are the things like the English 101, the Philosophy 201 courses that have LC in parentheses, behind them. Those are your learning community courses that are incorporated into your liberal arts education here at the university. What you will also notice is how the science courses are laid out during the first 3 semesters. As an incoming freshman to the university, the first science course that you'll be introduced to is Biology 232, Human Anatomy and Physiology 1. During your first semester of college can be an awful big transition, both socially, academically, personally. So during that semester, we worked really hard to encourage students to get to know the university resources. Anatomy and Physiology is the first core science class that you will take during your semesters here. Over the course of the following 2 semesters, you will complete your 4-course science requirement. And that science course is an important piece as far as the matriculation into the Conway School of Nursing. As you progress into a second semester freshman, you've gotten a little bit more comfortable with campus. You know where the buildings are, where your classes are, what resources are available on campus. If you don't know where to go to, you know who your advisors are that can help navigate and guide you to the right sources. You will continue on with the second semester of Anatomy and Physiology 2. And then we're going to introduce the second science to you. And that's going to be Biology 223, Microbiology, or the Chemistry 109, 119, Organic and Biochemistry for Allied Health Professionals. So the why is it a reason of an or? Half the students are assigned microbiology and other half will be in chemistry. And part of the reason for that is because of our classroom space. We want to make those classes and those labs small enough that students and faculty have a close interaction. Say you are, for example, if you are assigned microbiology in the spring of your freshman year, in the fall of your sophomore year, you're going to complete your science requirement and take chemistry 109, 119. Whichever science, either the microbiology or the chemistry that you did not take your freshman year, you're going to complete in the fall of your sophomore year. In addition, in the fall of your sophomore year, we'll point out the course, which is not really a course, but rather Nursing 152, which is our entrance HESI. As part of the matriculation requirements into the Conway School of Nursing, students are required to take an entrance HESI, H-E-S-I exam. I will talk about HESI specifically in regards to the SAT. Many students have taken an SAT or are aware of an SAT. There are also pre-SATs that students can take in preparation of that SAT. HESI is a preparation for students for the NCLEX certification exam that we utilize throughout the duration of our nursing curriculum. The Nursing 152 Entrance HESI is a zero-credit pass-fail course that students take in the fall of their sophomore year. Students in that exam, it's actually a high school level based exam that covers areas of content including English, science, and basic math. Under the English section or composite section are areas of reading comprehension, grammar, and vocabulary. Under the science section, we study an exam for a test for anatomy and physiology, general chemistry, and general biology. The math section is general math. And as I mentioned, it is a high school level based exam and students have 2 opportunities to take that exam. I'm going to go back to this page, but that exam is offered in the fall of sophomore year. Students are provided resources that they can review during their freshman year and during the summer between freshman and sophomore year in preparation of this exam. Students have 2 opportunities to meet a 75% or higher overall and 75% or higher in each composite section. So including the science, the English, and the math, they have to have a 75% or higher in order to continue on. For statistical purposes, I will note that every student that took that exam in Nursing Exploratory during the fall of 2019 passed that exam. So we have a 100% pass rate on that entrance HESI exam. I will also point out during the spring of sophomore year, you will be taking, as mentioned again, your nutrition courses, your growth and development, your pathophysiology, health and wellness courses. I will continue on to junior and senior year, and then point out after you matriculated into the Conway School of Nursing, your junior year is where you're going to start experiencing some lecture and lab courses as well as your clinical classes. So in the fall of your junior year, you take a health assessment, pharmacology, and fundamental applications. Some of those courses will have lecture and lab components in them, but you're also going to be introduced to your clinical rotations. You'll see a lot of clinicals listed as OR. The reason for that is that half the class takes again, community health, and the other half will take mental health during that fall semester. We divide out the clinical rotations, so every student will complete the same rotations, but just not in the same order. When you see a word clinical, such as community health lecture and clinical is equivalent to 90 hours. So during the course of the semester, you as a student will complete 90 hours in that community health lecture and clinical course. If you're in mental health, you also complete 90 hours. So over 650 hours are completed during the course including your simulation hours, which are incorporated into your fundamental applications and leadership courses. You'll continue on and take courses in biomedical ethics. As a nurse, it's important to kind of explore biomedical ethics as a very valuable and important course and part of our curriculum. During the spring of junior year, you're going to start taking your adults in health and illness lecture and clinical. That's also known as med-surg nursing. Again, you will notice the word clinical, and where you will do 90 clinical hours in that rotation. In the spring of your junior year, you're also going to be in another specialty clinical rotation. So at most, your clinicals you'll have 2 different clinical rotations during the week. So many people will ask, how does clinical work? What days of the week does clinical take place on? Clinical takes place on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. As a nurse, we have to be prepared to work 24/7, if you will. There are shifts 7A to 7P and then 7P to 7A. So as nursing students, we have to keep in mind that the nurses work on nights, weekends, holidays. And as nursing students, we also have some of the same rotations. Well, you will complete weekend rotations on Saturdays and Sundays. While this is not always the case, but there are some clinical rotations that will take place on the weekend, and it's expected that you will have weekend rotations throughout the 2 years in your clinical experience. During your senior year, you continue on to pediatrics and women's health lectures and clinical rotations. We'll continue on with our adults in health and illness or med-surg rotation, digging deeper into that course. You will take courses in nursing research, strategies, leadership, informatics as well. So I'll also point out 2 courses during your senior year, one being Nursing 427, Transitions to Professional Practice, and 2, Nursing 480, Strategies for Professional Practice. During those courses, which I often refer to as our NCLEX prep courses, it is a year-long review of your material to help narrow and prepare you for your NCLEX exam. What I will also mention is during your junior and senior year, you will take HESI exams that are specific to each course core content. So you took an entrance HESI exam in preparation for the junior and senior year. During your junior and senior year, you will also take HESIs in each specific specialty course. Things like health assessment, pharmacology, and fundamentals, your med-surg courses will all have specialty HESI exams. HESIs are a computer-based electronic exam that all are preparation for the NCLEX exam. Certification exam, excuse me. So during your senior year, we have taken all the pieces of the puzzle in your Transitions Nursing 427 and your Nursing 480 Strategies class and have helped narrow down the preparation for the NCLEX. NCLEX preparation is years in the making. So that course helps narrow down and refine the course content so students are even more prepared after graduation for that NCLEX exam. And part of that reason for that 100% pass rate is because of this preparation throughout the duration. Part of the program in your Nursing 480s class will take an exit HESI exam during your senior year. Students have to meet a specific metric in order to pass that class, but that is to help mimic students and prepare them for the NCLEX. As I've mentioned, nursing school is very much like a pyramid, but it's also a marathon. And so marathon training takes years, in this case, years of preparation. And so what we are doing throughout the course of your 4 years is preparing you for that NCLEX exam. And these are all checkpoints along the way to keep you on track for graduation, but also to be able to pass that NCLEX exam on their first opportunity. So how do you stay on track for the class of 2024? So this material in this slide will talk about what are the matriculation requirements for the School of Nursing. So I will include in there, there's 3 specific requirements. As I mentioned, there's 4 core science classes that all students will take, and that's Biology 232, Biology 233, which are Anatomy and Physiology, Biology 223, which is your Microbiology, and your Chem 109-119 course. Among those 4 classes, students must earn a cumulative science GPA of at least a 2.75. Students have an opportunity to remediate or retake 1 core science class in order to bring up that core science GPA to a 2.75. Is something that we work with, but is also something that we hold is directly correlated to your future success in the program, as that is the foundation from which we are continuing to build your upper level nursing courses on. At the completion of your your sophomore year, we look at your cumulative GPA for a list of a 3.0. And then again, that third bullet point is a completed HESI nursing entrance exam, earning a 75% overall and a 75% or higher in each of the sections, the English composite, science composite, and math composite. Students, again, will have 2 opportunities to take that exam. And as I mentioned, our fall 2019 pass rate was 100% on that exam. Students must earn a minimum of 54 credit hours, and they have successfully completed the following courses that are listed on the slide. You will notice that the courses listed on that slide are actually the courses that part of the program plan. So as you stick to the program plan, you would have completed the courses that are listed there to keep you on track for progression. Assuming all of these pieces of the puzzle and matriculation requirements are met, students will automatically matriculate into the Conway School of Nursing junior year, where they will continue on to their clinical and lectures and courses. So how do you stay on track? What advising and support do we have at Catholic University that makes us unique? As I mentioned, we're a small, medium-sized school, so we have great resources for you in the Center for Academic and Career Services. Academic coaching. I know for myself that sometimes I can get overwhelmed with just organization. Do you need help figuring out how your day functions? Are you more of a morning person? Are you more of an evening person? What was that transition from high school to college like? The pace of college courses is oftentimes a lot faster. How can we adjust your study habits? How are you studying? In our academic coaching center, we can look at those factors. I have become more of a morning person as I've gotten older. And so I know I need to focus on my hard activities in the morning rather than late afternoon. Peer mentoring in workshops. So students can be peer mentored. Our workshops talk about how to study, what to study, how to go about studying, how do you take notes. Tutoring, and this is a key component of it. I tell all students that I struggled in organic chemistry in college. Had I known tutoring was available, I would have signed up from the get-go. We offer paid one-on-one tutoring for students per semester. It's typically $55 a semester for one-on-one tutoring with a student that has excelled in that course and has received training. So it's about $5 a week for the entire semester. We also offer free drop-in tutoring sessions for students in things like anatomy and physiology. Some of the core classes that students need additional resources in, we have that. We have the Writing Center and the Math Center. For those of you that are new to philosophy and theology courses, it may require additional thinking and support. So our Writing Center is a great resource here on campus that can kind of get you through those courses. Math Center for those students that are taking our statistics course, So these are all resources that are available on campus, but it also includes things like the Counseling Center and campus ministry, athletic coaches, ROTC members. So we do have a variety of students that are involved in those aspects, and we all work together. So when you don't know where to go to or who to turn to for support or what is available, this is where your academic advisor and myself are great resources in getting you on track for knowing what is available on campus. One of the hardest things in life is always being able to ask for help, no matter what age you are, including mine. So what I would say to students, this is the key to success in nursing program here at Catholic University, is don't be afraid to ask for help. Meet your professor for office hours. Ask questions. That is part of being a nurse, is you learning to advocate for yourself as a student. That way, as a nurse, you're learning to advocate for your patients. I often say, and go back to our philosophy, is you can't take care of anybody else until you start taking care of yourself first. Sometimes that's the hardest lesson, is learning to put yourself first, but learning to advocate for yourself, whether that's being in the classroom or outside the classroom. But these resources are available for you and provide a great opportunity here on campus. As I mentioned before, we are fortunate enough to be located here in Washington, D.C. We have great access to public transportation through our metro system. Union Station is several metro stops down the road, or stops on metro from campus. I myself live in Virginia, and I take metro every day to work, which makes it super convenient. We have access to national landmarks being in Washington, D.C., and that's one of the unique features. Catholic University is a college campus. We have green space, students living on campus, but you also have access to the city when and if you want it, access to travel and experience and explore the culture and diversity as well of the city. These are some of our clinical relationships and sites of our clinical rotations. We are fortunate enough to have a full-time clinical coordinator in the Conway School of Nursing that helps create these relationships, builds them, maintains them. So you'll notice MedStar Washington Hospital Center, which is actually just down the road from campus, as well as Children's National Medical Center. They provide shuttle services directly to the from the metro station to their campuses. Other clinical rotations do require transportation, so students have to, on their own, provide transportation to and from their clinical sites. St. Elizabeth's psychiatric facility is in the top right. We have Holy Cross Health in Silver Spring, Maryland. Some is for so others might eat here in the district. And I briefly mentioned Inova Fairfax Hospital. It is a magnet-based hospital, but it's one of several hospitals of the Inova system in the Virginia side. Other sites that we participate in are Virginia Hospital Center, George Washington University Hospital as well. So we are fortunate enough to be in a variety of different locations in the Washington, D.C. metro region, including Maryland and Virginia. Some of the clinical sites do require students to transport them via car that are not public transportation. There's no public transportation available. So as I mentioned, there's about 5 to 8 students, maybe 10 students in a clinical group. Students know their clinical rotation prior to the start of the semester. So students are able to work with each other to help carpool with one another. If I don't have a car, but my colleague does, and we're in the same clinical rotation, I'm able to maybe provide gas money or help with parking situations that hospitals may provide. So it's very much a team and collaborative effort among students and staff to ensure students are able to get to their clinical sites in a timely manner. As I mentioned, clinicals do take place on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays throughout the duration of the week. So students at most would be in 2 clinical rotations in a week. For example, you may have a Wednesday med-surg clinical, and then on Saturday, you may have your pediatric rotation. It does vary from semester to semester is what the hospitals and our partners are able to provide. And we're very fortunate that we have a great number of partners in the Washington, D.C. area. So students get a variety of clinical experience from small community-based hospitals to large trauma centers. So they're going to get a world-class experiences in their clinical sites. So is it all about school here at Catholic University? School's most important, but you also have to get involved in what resources are here at the university that make us unique. First and foremost, our Student Nurses Association, or SNA. It's a great opportunity to get to know upper-level nursing students. It is a peer-to-peer mentoring process. For example, the seniors can help mentor the juniors who went through nursing externship applications just 1 year prior. The juniors can help mentor the sophomores who are getting ready for that entrance HESI exam and how did they prepare. Oftentimes, the SNA holds review sessions and opportunities for students to interact with each other. They also provide opportunities to give back. So some of the things that the Student Nurses Association have done is they provide goodie bags for children at Children's National Medical Center during the holidays. They do fun run races. It's a great opportunity to get involved, get to know your fellow classmates. Nursing is very much a community environment, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. And so nurses stick together. And this is a great opportunity to get to know upper-level nursing students as you get involved with your microbiology class with Miss Vicky, and students that have previously taken it. How are they successful? It's really much a peer-to-peer mentoring organization. I can't strongly suggest getting involved in that enough. Study abroad. One of the unique features about Catholic University is that we do offer study abroad opportunities. Most specifically, our nursing study abroad opportunity is a semester abroad in Melbourne, Australia at Australian Catholic University. This is a nursing exchange program. So while I wish we could accommodate all students, it is an application-based program. And so a certain number of students each spring semester during your sophomore year are able to go to Australia for the semester to take core nursing courses that allows you to stay on track for graduation in 4 years. It is an exchange opportunity, so students from Australia actually come to Catholic University's campus and study with us, take clinical rotations with us. And so it's a great opportunity to explore education abroad. And Australia is one example of our semester study abroad. On a smaller scale, we provide opportunities in summer in Dublin. It is a nursing research course that students are able to take in Dublin. It's a 4-week program, so students have an opportunity to explore Ireland, travel as well if they so desire, but also take a nursing research course. As I mentioned previously, nursing research is Nursing 403. It's typically taken in the fall of senior year. Students oftentimes will go to Dublin between their sophomore and junior year, that summer between those 2 years. And so if students complete that nursing research course during the summer in Dublin, it also just frees up their courses for the fall of senior year and allows them to take a minimum of 12 credits, which are just still full-time status. I also want to mention Spain, and part of what I mentioned is the electives that students will take. They have 12 credits of free electives, 3 credits of which will be a literature or fine art course, but students can utilize the remaining credits and work towards a minor or certificate. One of our most popular certificates is our Spanish for Healthcare certificate. It's designed to be medical Spanish in a program that you will utilize in your nursing career. That is a 15 credit course requirement with having a background in Spanish. If you do not have any Spanish background, students will have to take entry-level Spanish courses in preparation of the certificate program. Otherwise, that program requires 5 courses, 3 credits each for 15 credits. And students have the opportunity to study abroad in that program in Valencia, Spain, with the partnership with the University of Virginia. Students are able to study in Valencia, Spain during the summer, earn credit, experience culture abroad, as well as practice your Spanish. It's important as a nurse myself, I don't speak a second language. I encourage all students, if you are studying a foreign language, keep up with it. It's a great way to connect on a different level with your patients that you're taking care of. And the Spanish for Healthcare program is a very valuable experience and program that students can take advantage while they're here at the university. Other students will utilize electives towards a psychology minor. Students are already taking general psychology, and growth and development is requirements for the nursing program. There are additional course requirements to pursue a psychology minor, so students will take additional courses, or they may come in with college credit or AP credit that allows them to complete those certificates and minors in a more readily available process. Those are 2 very prime examples of how students are utilizing opportunities at the university. Campus ministry has a great number of options here on campus that I encourage all students to get involved in. Habitat for Humanity spring break mission trips are a great example of that, but I also do weekly opportunities for students to get involved. And as I mentioned, we're fortunate enough to be in Washington, D.C. It's opportunities to go and explore the history of our nation's capital and the resources that are just at our back door, many of which are free, including the Smithsonian museums. But it's a great opportunity to take advantage of being in Washington, D.C. By getting downtown and using our metro system, which is right here on campus. Or we have a metro stop right on campus. Some special events that are unique to the Conway School of Nursing includes the commitment and white coat ceremony. This picture on your left is from our class of 2020, so our graduating seniors this year. This is a ceremony that we hold in the fall of junior year for our junior students. It's a white coat ceremony and blessing of the hands. Father Jude from campus ministry blesses the students' hands as they go out to take care of other patients. It's a great small environment ceremony, that takes place in the Crypt Church of the Basilica of the Shrine of the National, the Basilica on campus, which is located on just off our campus. The picture on the right is our graduating class from last year, class of 2019. You can see that we do have students that are members of ROTC, all branches of the military, Air Force, Army, and Marines, and students that participate in ROTC are also able to continue in nursing. If you have specific questions about ROTC, my email will be on the following page, and please reach out. It's a great opportunity to get involved, and it's an opportunity for students to complete the requirements in the nursing program. That is on the steps of the Basilica, and you can see our nursing students. We do wear navy blue scrubs and white lab coats, and so you can see we have a variety of students that graduated last year. We will have 66 students that will graduate this class of 2020 as well. So stay connected with us. So I encourage you, please reach out, whether it's through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but this is my email address, cua-nursing@cua.edu. That is my email address. Please reach out with questions. I'm happy to set up Zoom sessions. We can talk on the phone and answer questions more specifically about the nursing program. But hopefully this presentation has provided you further insight about the opportunities that are available. And I look forward to seeing you all here on campus again soon. And please feel free to reach out at any time. Thank you. Take care.